Friends from the media, good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference. Now the floor is open.
From Sharq News.
沙特东方电视台。叙利亚受到了以色列多次的空袭，中方对目前的局势持和立场。
叙利亚的主权。
Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity should be respected. In particular, given the continuous ongoing turbulences in the Middle East, there shouldn't be any action that may lead to escalation. Next one, please.
2天前 ，NK 新闻报道称，中国的劳务公司北软发布了广告来招聘朝鲜的劳工。中方对这一指责有何评论 ？I'm not familiar with what you mentioned on implementing relevant Security Council resolutions on DPRK. China has always fulfilled our international obligations in good faith. Next one, please.
Thank you. Question from Reuters. U.S. President.
路透社，特朗普在周三的时候表示，他认为中国很有可能马上就会对制造芬太尼以及向美输送芬太尼的人执行死刑。中方对此有何评论？
表明
We repeatedly made clear that fentanyl is the U.S. problem, not China's. It's the U.S. responsibility to solve the issue. Despite the goodwill China has shown, the U.S. wrongly slapped fentanyl tariffs on Chinese imports. The move has dealt a heavy blow to China-U.S. dialogue and cooperation on counter-narcotics and gravely hurt China's interests. If the U.S. truly wants to cooperate with China, it needs to face the facts squarely and seek to China based on equality, respect, and mutual benefit. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。北京青年报记者提问：联合国
Beijing Youth Daily, a report released by the UN assessed the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It said that over half of the goals are moving too slowly and 18% have gone backwards. The UN Secretary-General Guterres said that we are in a global development emergency, but the Sustainable Development Goals are still within reach, but only if we act with urgency, unity, and resolve. What's your comment? Unilateralism and protectionism are rising, affecting the world economic recovery. International development cooperation lacks momentum. The implementation of the 2030 Agenda for SDG is seriously lagging behind. Certain countries blatantly oppose, even resist, the document in international cooperation. The crisis of development has become a practical challenge faced by all countries. China has always been a doer in promoting global development. The Chinese government will include the implementation of the 2030 Agenda into its 14th five-year plan. China has already realized relevant SDGs in poverty alleviation, public health, and other areas ahead of schedule, contributing to the implementation worldwide. China actively promotes cooperation in the world, and the Global Development Initiative was proposed and implemented with deepened cooperation with over 20 agencies in recent years, benefiting more than 30 million people in over 60 countries. At the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro last year, President Xi Jinping outlined China's 8 actions for global development, which facilitate international cooperation in food security, sci-tech innovation, green transition, and other areas, injecting new impetus into global development. Realizing the SDGs calls for joint effort and solidarity. In the face of challenges, we should revisit our original aspiration of setting the 2030 agenda for SDGs, reinvigorate the global development partnership, and regard the development as an important pillar of the UN, and bring development back to the top of the international agenda and leave no country behind. China stands ready to work with other parties to promote common prosperity and progress.
RT 今日俄罗斯提问。
Real Novosti. Yesterday, Russian President Putin announced a plan to build the eastern sector of the M12 motorway as part of the Western China-Western Europe corridor connecting Russia, China, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and the DPRK. How will this influence China-Russia tourism and logistic exchanges?
在两国元首的战略
Under the strategic guidance of the two presidents, China-Russia transport cooperation has maintained sustained sound and steady development, with cross-border connectivity making significant progress and internal driving forces for the mutually beneficial cooperation becoming increasingly robust. China stands ready to work with Russia to continue deepening cooperation on transport and tap potential for transit transport so as to facilitate cross-border travels, attract more mutual visits, and further enrich the China-Russian comprehensive strategic partnership of coordination for a new era.
发言人您好，俄通塔斯是
TASS. Earlier, Deputy Foreign Minister of Russia Rudenko said that Russia is negotiating the restoration of the Russia-India-China format with Beijing and New Delhi. He said that the work in this trilateral format will resume, and what's China's response to that? China-Russia-India cooperation not only serves the respective interests of our three countries, but also helps uphold peace, security, stability, and progress in the region and in the world. China stands ready to maintain communication with Russia and India on advancing the trilateral cooperation. Next one, please.
Thank you. Question from AFP.
法新社，你能否确认中欧峰会将于下周举行，并且提供任何的细节？
I have no information to offer at the moment.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
发言人您好，Al Jazeera 半岛电视台提问。
Al Jazeera, also on Syria. Yesterday, explosions were heard in the Syrian capital of Damascus. Israeli military said it struck the entrance of Syria's military headquarters. And according to Syrian media, the attack killed several Syrian security personnel and civilians. What's the foreign minister's comment on that?
我刚才已经阐明了中方的立场。
I just made clear China's position on this issue. The sovereignty and territorial integrity of Syria should be respected. In particular, amid the ongoing turbulences in the Middle East, no action that may escalate the situation should be taken. Next one, please.
还有其他问
Any more questions? If not, then let's call it a day. Thank you.